sitting beside my new husband in his rugged black pickup truck, bouncing along down a bumpy, unpaved road toward the huge werewolf's land. I couldn't help noticing how angry he seemed. His eyes glowed a steady, animalistic gold in the deepening twilight, and his scent, wild and musky and somehow entirely masculine, filled the cab of the truck. I was frightened of him. Scared to death, to be honest. I didn't want to be this close to any male, especially not one who was angry at having me thrust onto him like a blood-sucking burden he couldn't get rid of for the next 3 months. The way he'd looked at me when Corbin had informed him that he was expected to let me drink his blood was nothing less than completely disgusted. He hates me, I thought miserably. We don't even know each other, and he already hates me. God, I wish I didn't need him. I wish I wasn't so thirsty. His warm animal scent was doing things to me, making my already dry throat feel like sandpaper, giving me those strange feelings I'd been fighting almost from the moment I'd first drunk his blood from the chalice of union during our brief and perfunctory wedding ceremony. I squeezed my thighs together tightly and tried to ignore both my growing thirst and the frightening need stirring inside me. Overhead, the full moon was rising, shedding pure silver light over my pale white hands. I noticed they were trembling and folded them quickly in my lap. My stomach felt like it was gnawing a hole in itself, and I was faint and dizzy. It had been well over a week since I'd last had any blood, but so far Victor hadn't offered me any. In fact, he'd done nothing but growl at me to get in the truck, and those were the last words he had spoken. We had been riding for 45 minutes in complete silence. Maybe if I get him to talk, I thought. Maybe it won't be so bad. We could even be friends. Or at least not enemies. After all, he went to Corbin to borrow money instead of to another were, so maybe he doesn't hate all vampires. I cleared my throat nervously and cast a sidelong glance at the big werewolf. He was so huge, he seemed to take up most of the truck. I was scrunched up in the corner, sitting as close to the window as possible to avoid touching him, but I could still feel the furnace-like heat of his big body radiating against my cold skin. As intimidating as he was, though, I had to say something. Had to make the first move, or nothing was ever going to get done.